house is being used up literally right now. Hi, welcome. Wednesday we made it podcast. Um, there's a lot of feeling going around. I'm using a lot of technology, so we're going to see how this all works, and it looks like it is so far. But who knows? Because I may check, and then it'll be all loopy and weird, like it was last time. Okay, so it's a different kind of setup. Um, so, hi, welcome. I'm glad you made it. There's a weird glare on my glasses. I'm figuring it out. So, hi, as you noticed, it's a new setup. I actually have all sorts of screens working, so this seems to be all right. Welcome to Wednesday We Made a Podcast. You can find me on Instagram at TWELVEBROWN. You can find me at Facebook at Ronan Brown. You can find me on YouTube at Brushing Teeth with Robert or the Diametrically Agreeing Podcast. One or the other, trying to figure it out, but I think I've decided what I'm changing the name to on the YouTube. So, or you can feel free to call in 512-952-9489 with any questions, advice, non-advice, comments, whatever. Now, I haven't done a pod. I was supposed to do a podcast. Sorry, I didn't do it. I ended up getting sick, feeling under the weather. Just coming out of it yesterday. From what I hear, a lot of people are sick. So that's a thing. I'm sweating. It's so hot. We live on the sun. This is the worst. Why do we live on the sun? Not now, Apple. I gotta figure the whole fucking thing out. Okay. Um, my phone is the thing with the Instagram is acting up. So I'm sorry. Every once in a while, I'm gonna reach out and touch it. It's just the way it's gonna be. So hi, welcome. I'm glad you joined me. Welcome. We made it to Wednesday. And congratulations. This is going to be short, okay? Because I'm kind of testing out a new thing. I found an old laptop, so I'm able to use it for my Facebook, which is awesome. And so I kind of have a three thing going on here because last time I tried to use one laptop for it and it all got choppy and it looked really weird and I deleted all of it. So I just kind of wanted to get on here for a few minutes, try something out, make sure everything works, retest. It's kind of a beta. This is like a beta. This is like when I guess like when the nerds are testing their technologies, when they're testing their apps before they do a soft release or whatever it's called. What do you call that? Because I know for a restaurant you call it a soft opening, but I mean, what do you call it for like a app or something like that? I guess it'd be a beta release or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? I'm bad at technology, as you can tell by looking at whatever is going on all here. All right. So thanks for joining me for the few minutes I'm going to be on. I just wanted to come on real quick and say we made it to Wednesday. Congratulations. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. I'm glad we all made it. So we made it to the half week, which is good. I am shocked I made it. I was very under the weather, but two things happened. I'm taking these off because there's too much glare and I don't like it. And I'll figure it out. Things will happen. Things are going to happen. I'll figure it out. So, two big things, as we know, I like pop culture. Pop culture is kind of my thing. And there are two things that I did pop culture wise that I loved and I really enjoyed. And we'll talk about both of them real quick, and then we'll just move on with our night. And we'll all enjoy our night, and I'll be able to take a look at all this and make sure it worked and see if it worked and see if I enjoyed it. All right. So, first thing is on Friday night, I saw Oppenheimer. And it was awesome. It was incredible. I cannot say enough good things about it. It was a great movie. It is my favorite Christopher Nolan movie now. Now, in case you don't know the story of Oppenheimer, you would have to live in a cave and never have studied history ever. So Oppenheimer was one of the men responsible for the development of the hydrogen bomb and actually nuclear fission. He helped with the whole nuclear fission situation in order to create the hydrogen bomb. Not to create the hydrogen bomb on purpose. The two events just happened to Venn diagram at the right time. Um, the movie's a masterpiece, in my opinion. I loved in particular that I think people are not mentioning. The first thing is this: the film borders on art film. It really does. It really comes very close to delving into the realm of art film. And this is why there are parts of the movie that there are, how can I say this? There are things displayed and there are sounds. There, there are there are parts of the senses that he touches that are overwhelming to the point of creating an emotion in the viewer, and not from a just purely what you would call mainstream cinematic way. In fact, there are times in which he breaks some of the normal cinematic rules that have been in place forever in order to do this, and it's pretty awe-inspiring. I loved that. Now, the second thing is that I did love. Now, I haven't really studied Oppenheimer, but I have been interested in Oppenheimer for a very long time, ever since I was a little kid. So I do know a lot about the story. And one of the things I've always known a lot about is all the other physicists that were involved in the creation of the situation. I don't think I'm ruining anything here by saying this. Oppenheimer really wasn't a big developer. He was more what you would call a catalyst. He didn't do a ton of the hands-on or mechanics of the development of the hydrogen bomb. He more was responsible of politicking in order to get all these different scientists of this time together in order to develop this thing. That was more what he did. Now, don't get me wrong; he did have a hand in the development, but he had more of a hand in the development, if that makes sense at all. So I love that they portrayed that. Now, the third thing that I think they portrayed that people are not mentioning enough, that I believe is a very, very big deal, not only to the movie, but to the story itself. The way that Christopher Nolan portrayed Albert Einstein. Now, Albert Einstein and Oppenheimer, though not contemporaries, definitely existed in the same time space of the story. Now, Albert is very old. Albert really does not take. Albert really does not play a role in the development at all of the hydrogen bomb. What he does do is he does forewarn. And the way they played him, because him and Oppenheimer did know each other. In fact, they even taught at the same college for a very long time. Um, the way they portrayed Albert Einstein was beautifully done, beautifully done. And the way he enters camera and the way his conversation enters the dialogue is so good. In fact, I heard a quote from about Albert Einstein the other day that he said, "I don't know what weapons will be used in the Third World War, but I know the Fourth World War will be fought with sticks and stones," which I thought was very interesting. And you can take that on quite a few different kind of levels. But I think the main level everybody would take it on is that a world, if we have a World War III, things will be so destroyed that all we'll have are sticks and stones to fight each other with. And I always thought that was a very interesting quote. By the way, if you're joining us, it is the We Made It Wednesday, We Made It podcast. If you're looking for me on Instagram, it's 12 Brown, TWELVE If you're looking for me on Facebook, it's Ronin Brown, RONIN BROWN. And if you'd like to call in, you can feel free, 512-952-9489. And then lastly, you can find me on YouTube under Brushing Teeth with Robert, but that's going to change. So don't get used to it. Okay. So I did like that. I like the way they portrayed Albert Einstein, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody who's planning on seeing it, because I can tell you this. You need to see it. You need to see it. It's an amazing film, and don't see it at home. Don't wait for it to be seen at home. Go see it in the movie theater. It's worth seeing in the theater. I don't think you'll get the same effect at all seeing it at home. No, unless you have like a home theater, like with Rose, you need to see it with an audience. Like an audience needs to be there, see it with you, and that's one of the things I also love about the movie is when I'm seeing a movie I really like or really hate. It has to be one or the other. Sometimes I will pay attention to the audience reactions behind and in front of me, like the groans or the sighs or the laughs or the small chuckles. Just I always want to know about the reaction. I always want to fill that out, and it's worth seeing because of that as well. So that was one thing that happened. I loved it. I loved Oppenheimer. I loved it. I thought it was really, really cool. Now, I going to move on to my second thing of pop culture that happened this week, and then we're going to end this thing because I think I kind of got it down. I think I kind of have this down, but I want to make sure. Um, so the second thing, because I was sick and laid in bed for literally 48 hours straight, I watched something I've never really watched. Well, okay, I take that back. I watched maybe two or three episodes, but I've never really watched it. But I went ahead and I've been notified. It has. So in case you don't know, the TV show Justified is Timothy Oliphant and Walter Goggins. Is that his name? Hey, hold on. What's that guy's name? Is it Walter Goggins? Bridge. What's that guy? Is his name Walter Goggins? That actor that's in Justified. I think that's what it is, right? Okay, I think it's Walter Goggins. I think that's his name. Okay. Um, and basically what it is, it's a cop who grew up in Kentucky, U.S. Marshal who grew up in Kentucky, who is basically forced to go back and work in the U.S. Marshal's office in that region. Now, um, it's really good. I can't. Of course it is, because it was on for like 5 seasons. It'd be stupid if it was like bad, and I'd be like, it sucked. But no, it was. It's really good. I can't believe that didn't spend the time to watch it. I but I think this. I think about the time it came out. I think this about the time that that show came out. There were so many things that were out that you couldn't watch them all. Does that make sense? Like it was so there was so much around that time that like everything was good. Like nothing was bad. Like everything was good to watch. I think and now I can't be exact, but I think Justified came out right around the time like Breaking Bad maybe was ending or something like that. So I mean, there were so many things and it's starting to seem to dwindle down now that there's still a shit ton of things out there to watch, but only a few of them are good. But there was a time, if you can remember, where like everything was good. Like every show that came out was awesome. Like everybody was telling you to watch everything, and you just couldn't. Like nobody had the time in the day to watch everything, you know? Um, so that so I watched I think I got through 3 seasons and I liked it. I really did. I truly enjoyed it. And of course I did because it everybody told me it was a good show. So of course it was going to be a good show. Isn't that always disappointing though? When everybody tells you that something is good and then you watch it and it's really not good at all. And not movies. TV shows are the more disappointing because movies can be very, very selective. But like when everybody's talking about how good a TV show is, and then you sit down and watch the TV show and you're like, this how are they watching this many seasons of this show that's completely disappointing, you know? What like I can name at least three TV shows just off the top of my head that are unbelievably mediocre at best that everybody watches, you know? Um, but movies, I can name like 100. I can name easily like 100 movies that people say you have to watch that are just not good movies. They're just not good movies. There's nothing good in them, you know? I wouldn't say nothing good in them. They're just not my movie, you know? So those are my two big pop culture things. So watch Justified. go see Oppenheimer. Go see Oppenheimer. I cannot say it enough. Go see Oppenheimer. Oh, see, I have to do this every once in a while. Cell phone, but it's working. So, so there it is. So there's the Wednesday we made a podcast. I know it's a short one. What I did 15 minutes, but I'm really feeling this whole new setup out. I've got a whole setup. Got a laptop, cell phone. It's all seems to be working out just fine. But I'll know when I watch the playbacks, and that's why I didn't want to spend too much time on this. Also, it's fucking hot, and I really just want to take off my jeans and my shirt and lay in bed in my underwear. Got to be honest with you. Fuck this heat. All right. So thank y'all for joining in. It was very nice for y'all to join me. Please, next time, follow me on Instagram, TWELVEBROWN. You find me on Facebook under Ronan Brown, or on YouTube under the Brushing Teeth with Robert, or the Diametrically Agreeing podcast. Either or, hit the live tab. You'll find me there. Until then, love each other. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some love. Hug the world. Pat on the ass. Let it know that you appreciate it for what you have, because I'm grateful for you and I love you. All right. Hopefully everybody had a good night. Oh, hi, Angie. Hold on real quick. Hopefully everybody had a good Wednesdays, having a good week. I may come back on Saturday. I'm still feeling it out. I really should. Let's be honest. I really should. It's not like I'm doing a lot of else. So more than likely, y'all are going to see me again Saturday evening. And enjoy your Wednesday. Enjoy your Wednesday. Enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy your Friday. Until I see you next time. Until I see you Saturday. Because Lord knows I live a boring life. I'm probably going to see you on Saturday. So, and things are getting fine tuned. I'm getting there. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I can. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a good night. Da-na, da-na. Now I have to end all the things. So many things to end. So many things to end. All the things to end. End it. And then the last thing that I have to end is right here. Boom.